So, would you like to tell us what delegation means to you, and how would you define it?
It's like when somebody asks you to do something, like a task.
Can you give me an example of a way that a nurse would positively delegate a task for you? So what would be a good way that someone would ask you to do something?
Like if a nurse come up to you and says, Donna, do you have time to get 3 or 4 blood sugar?
How does delegation affect you in your everyday life here at work?
The delegation is everything, just about, you know what I mean? So we know our duties as a care partner. So basically, a lot of the times the nurses don't really even have to delegate it. We know what we're supposed to do, but every now and then you may encounter something that they ask you to do. So it's here and around us all the time.
So how do you define delegation?
Delegation is when you take a task that can be done by someone who doesn't necessarily have an RN license, or they can have an RN license. A lot of times I use delegation if I don't have time to accomplish a task by myself. Like if I'm really busy, I might ask the care partner to go get a blood sugar or a set of vitals on a patient while I'm in another.
What are some of the concerns that you have with delegating a task to a healthcare personnel?
I have 2 main issues. The first one is it going to actually get done on time when it's supposed to be done? Whereas if I do it myself, I know it's getting done, versus if I ask somebody else to do it, they might lollygag around, or they might actually not accomplish it at all. And when it doesn't get accomplished at all, as the RN, it still falls back on you in the end. And then the other one is if it's going to get done correctly. Because if, like the blood pressure, the care partner puts the wrong size cuff on the patient, or they put the cuff in the wrong spot and they take the blood pressure and it's critical, and then you go and know the cuff wasn't right.
What does delegation mean to you, or how does it affect your daily profession as a nurse?
Means a lot to me, since I have to delegate tasks all day long. So I perform mainly as a charge nurse. So you're delegating duties, responsibilities to all of your coworkers, whether it's an RN, nurse practitioner, care partner, anyone of those.
So say you as a nurse, you were to delegate a task, whether it be in or out of the scope of that person's abilities, and an error would occur. Who would accountability fall on to?
The nurse.
The nurse.
Owns all. You delegate it, you own responsibility for it. As much as it's a team effort, the nurse still inherently has to own responsibility for it.
So how important is delegation?
Delegation is very important because for me as a manager, I can't do everything myself, and so a lot of times I'll delegate down to my A&Ms, which are my assistant nurse managers, or the charge nurse or staff nurses. There are different ones, people who, and you want to find the ones that are going to be competent and can fulfill what you
So
ask
is
them
there
to do.
a correct way to delegate and a wrong way to delegate?
I would say yes. You first of all want to make sure that you give the appropriate job to the appropriate person. You want to make sure it's within their skill level. You also want to make sure that if there are any instructions that need to be done, you need to give them very clarifying. And you need to do it in a kind way. You don't need to say, you, Terry, need to go do this. You have to say, Terry, I have this project for you. It's really interesting. Would you like to do it?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, if you ask them in a very nice way, it's still a form of delegation, but it's a nicer way than saying, I need you to go do this.